Sorry, let me open.
I think Sarah has a question.
Sarah?
Hello. Yeah, I'm just wondering, when the listing occurs, will there be any restrictions on how many tokens you can sell for a certain period, or?
Yeah, so that was agenda item number 2. So we are proposing, is done, a lockup period. So for the first 3 months, I should have it in front of me here. So for the first 90 days for existing token holders, there will be a restriction. So none will be able to be sold. The following 90 days, 250 per 30-day period. The subsequent 90 days, 500 EGX per 30-day period. Then going out to 90 days for 1,000 EGX per 30-day period. So we are staggering that out. So for the first 90 days of listing, existing token holders will be locked up.
Okay. And you mentioned in your last video that each token at the moment was valued at $329. Is that still the case?
That's on a book value. So that's on
Yes.
an asset sheet, NTA value, which is obviously not a market value. So we're proposing a listing at a discount to book.
Okay.
Obviously, the more offtake or IOTA that we add to that is the stronger the balance sheet.
So just to refresh everyone, the current private placement price for EGX is $65 US, and the listing price that we've proposed is $150 US.
And based on the current accounts for 2020, the NAV per token is about 388.
Okay. Sorry, was there any other questions that people would like to ask?
I think in the people physically with you, there was still an unanswered question, Matt, from the start.
So, Richard, did you have?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to labour the point, but I just think it's worth mentioning a couple of things on this market-making exercise and the unlocking schedule. None of this starts until the listing takes place. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then we say that an exchange unlocking schedule shall be applied to all EGX tokens, except the company market maker tokens and the company treasury tokens. We then say in item A that all EGX are locked from being transferred onto the exchange. The only trading of EGX on the exchange during this period will be buyers and sellers on the exchange. Who will these buyers and sellers be if everything's locked up?
No, so these buyers and sellers will be people purchasing EGX from Enegra itself, ones that we are trading.
Right, so they'll be trading with
Enegra Treasury.
With Treasury and or the company market maker.
Correct, and within themselves.
And how do we see this process actually working? I mean, look, just to make it simple, I absolutely remain convinced at all times that it's in the best interest of all the token holders and the management and anybody involved in this for there to be an orderly market.
Yes.
At all times. And I can see exactly why these notional restrictions, if you like, have been introduced. But in the event that the board needed to exercise its discretion to actually reverse or to play with these in order to maintain an orderly market, are we able to step in, and who would be the market makers at this stage?
Yeah, so the market maker is a company in Europe who does market making for 150 different other projects in the crypto space. They've already been engaged, so the company will pay them a flat fee per month for market making. They will trade the market 24/7, based on an API feed from the exchange. So they will manage a liquidity pool, which will be provided by Enegra Treasury. And in that pool, there will be EGX and USDT, Tether, So EGX will trade initially against USDT, which is a stable coin, basically linked to US dollars. Yeah. Now, if the board finds that there's tremendous demand for the token, then if you read the resolution, the board has the discretion to lift those numbers. So instead of 250 per month, it could be 500. Yeah.
Sure.
And as time passes, we anticipate adding a number of different pairs. Initially, other cryptocurrencies, stable coins, and then potentially in the future, fiat as well.
Okay, well, that's good enough for now from my end. What is it? Stop that.
So Edward has a question.
Yeah, hi. Just a question of USDT. There is some concern internationally that USDT may have some issues. What would happen if those issues with USDT sort of became, there's some question as to whether they're really backed by the amount of dollars that they're meant to be. If that came to a head in some way during the period that we were locked up, etc., or during this whole period, what would we do? Is there a plan for that, or can we have an alternative USDC perhaps or something?
Yeah, whilst the company doesn't really have an official opinion on Tether's veracity, there have been numerous sort of issues in the marketplace with regards to the auditing or lack thereof of Tether's currency reserves, which is one of the reasons why we're looking at a number of pairs, okay? If we find that the issues or potential issues surrounding Tether are exacerbated, magnified in the future, then we would, look at potentially restricting that trading of that pair. But there will be a number of pairs. USDT is just one of those pairs.
Yeah, it wouldn't be difficult to swap over to USDC, which has more veracity. But as Eli said, I mean, it'll eventually trade against other tokens, potentially Ethereum, maybe Bitcoin. So if Tether has an issue, we'll just basically stop trading in that pair.
Is there any other questions on the floor? Oh,
Looks like Mia has a question.
Mia? Hello, Mia?
You're on mute, Mia.
You're on mute. Can you just...
Sorry. I was just wondering about the convertibles. What sort of coupon are we talking about, or you're thinking about?
Well, we're still negotiating them through. So at this stage, we might have to come back to you on that one.
Okay.
Yeah? So it's obviously it depends also on the size and tenure of the amount invested. Obviously, short-term money will attract a lot, will attract a different price to long-term. So at this stage, and also it will be investor-specific.
Until they're finalised, we can't really throw out too much details of the IOTA blocks or the convertible, but we are looking at something that is very competitive in the marketplace.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any other further questions on the floor? Okay. If there's no further questions, perhaps we bring the meeting to a close.
Yeah, so I propose that the AGM be closed. At this, what's the time, Matt?
4:33.
Okay, I'll record that in the minutes. And we need a seconder, yeah?
Mark?
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for your time, and we'll get these minutes prepared and sent out to shareholders within the next week or so.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.